Graves. I'm the Director of Healthcare and Transportation Policy here at the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce. I'll give you a quick update here today about two important issues we've been working on. One is a comprehensive transportation funding bill. The other is Real ID. First on transportation, this is again an issue that we've been working on for a few years. We, like most, were disappointed this didn't get done last session, but we came back at it this session, and so far have had a pretty good result. Both the House and the Senate have passed their respective bills through the process. They're now in conference committee. They meet again tomorrow. They've met a couple times so far. They meet again tomorrow to start actually adopting pieces of the bills that are the same and similar. The governor, for his part, has stuck to his guns on about a $12 billion package over the next 10 years, funded through a big gas tax increase, big tap fee increases, and then a big increase in the metro area sales tax for transit. The House and Senate have left the tax increases on the side. They've stuck to their positions of funding this largely through taking the revenue from the sales tax on auto parts and rental cars out of the general fund, using it for transportation. The Senate would use only a portion of it. The House would use all of it. So the Senate bill clocks in at about $3.5 billion in the next 10 years. The House at about $6 billion. Now, a couple important pieces of all this. The governor actually just last week said that he expected to sign a bill without a gas tax increase, which is an important movement in his position over the last couple of years. He did say, though, that he'd still expect to see some sort of constitutionally dedicated revenue as part of the package. And for that, we have been pointing him and the legislators to maybe some changes in tab fees that could fill that demand. The House, like I said, invests a pretty good amount of money from the general fund through the sales tax on auto parts, rental cars, and in transportation. But their bill is deficient on the transit piece. It would probably lead to pretty significant cuts in just regular route bus service in the metro area. And frankly, it would prohibit the metro counties from building out the larger metro transit system over the next few years, even if they use their own resources to do that. Now, the Senate, importantly, on a bipartisan basis, add a language to their bill to actually allow the metro counties to increase the metro area sales tax if they use a referendum. And that's a big development in this debate as well. This is something that we've been kind of talking about for the last couple of years, but for the first time we've seen bipartisan support at the legislature behind some effort to allow the counties to kind of take ownership of the build out of the light rail, the bus rapid transit system, use their own funds to do that, both to build and operate over long term. So there's been some good developments. We have a little ways to go yet. We have 4 weeks left in the session to find agreement here, but certainly some important pieces in play to kind of point us toward compromise. On Real ID, quickly, remember Minnesota is one of 4 states currently that doesn't comply with the federal Real ID law, and so come January 2018, if Minnesota doesn't comply, you'll need some sort of other identification like a passport to get on an airplane. Now, there's been a lot of work this session to bring Minnesota compliance. The Chamber's been a big part of that. We're quickly getting, I think, towards compromise. There's one outstanding issue, which is this issue of whether or not undocumented immigrants in the state should have a driver's license. The House has said very clearly in its bill that this is something that should not happen. The Senate bill is silent on it, and the governor has said while he would prefer that undocumented immigrants have these licenses, he'll leave it up to the legislature to find compromise language between the House and Senate that they can send to him that he'll sign. So we're working hard on that as well. We're hopeful that in the very near future we'll have a compromise done there so that Minnesota can begin complying, and we can ensure that businesses and their employees have the ability to get around the country, get on airplanes without the hassle of having to bring other identification or any other issues with that. So with that, we have 4 weeks left in session. We're quickly moving to the end, and we look forward to having you engaged as we move forward on these important issues.